When I was 11, I picked stocks. I had the whole wrong idea. I was interested in watching stocks, and I thought stocks were things that went up and down, and I charted them. I read books on technical analysis. 8 years, I thought the important thing was to predict what a stock would do and predict the stock market. And then I read Ben Graham, when I was 19 or 20. And I realized that I was doing it exactly the wrong way when I read the book, The Intelligent Investor. And from that point, I never bought another stock. I bought businesses that happened to be publicly traded, but I became an owner of a business. I did not care whether a stock went up or down the next day or the next week or the next month or the next year, and I didn't have any idea what it would do. I didn't know what the stock market would do, but I knew businesses. I'm a bright guy who's terribly interested in what he does, so I've spent a lifetime doing it, and I've surrounded myself with people that bring out the best in me, and you don't need to be a genius. I am in a game. You probably need 120 points of IQ. You don't really need brains. You need the right orientation. 90% of the people that buy stocks don't think of them the right way. They hope it goes up next week. And they think about the market as something. I have never had less than 80% of my money in American business. You can call them stocks.
Or equities.
But I see them as American business. I've owned a piece of American business, at least 80%. I don't want to own anything else. I want to own a home, but owning 5 homes doesn't mean anything to me. If I got 2 homes, I know I've got more problems and I don't have more happiness. I would have to honestly say what makes me happiest is what I'm doing.
Allocating
I
capital.
enjoy 2 things about it. One, I know I'll win over time. I'm in a game that's very, very, very easy if you have the right lessons in your mind about what you're buying. I'm not buying stocks. I'm buying pieces of overwhelmingly American business. I'm happy when stocks are going down. I'm happier when stocks are going down because I can buy more of them with the same amount of money. I'd be happy if I was a farmer. I'd want farmland to go down so I could buy more acreage. And I'll tell you the second thing I really like. I like being trusted by people. I would rather do what I do with partners. Let's pretend there is no stock market. Let's say I had to buy these privately, like you buy a farm privately, like you buy an apartment house privately. They're investments. So you're looking to say, what can I do with money I've saved to put it away so I feel good about getting it back later under any circumstances, but not necessarily on a given moment. But if I have a farm, it's going to take me a while. But people would be so much better if they actually didn't have a stock market in terms of buying businesses. The United States economy, it's very easy to look at the statistics on it. I mean, more people, a greater percentage of the American population is wealthy now or having more income now than they've ever had. And if you look at whether Bank of America will give you their average deposit. I mean, you just look at the wealth. That doesn't mean everybody's wealthy, but it does mean relative to any other period of time, people have more money now. They get mortgages at lower rates than they've ever got. If right today, you live in an environment where bottom 2% in terms of income in the United States, and for sure the top 1%, all live better than John D. Rockefeller was living when I was 6 years old. John D. Rockefeller was the richest man in the world. And today, you can get better medicine, better education, better entertainment, better transportation. You can do everything better than he could. If you wanted to watch a football game, he still had to go there. I can sit there with this big screen, and they keep showing me the replay, so that explaining to me what happened and everything. And maybe everybody doesn't have a screen as big as mine, but damn near everybody has a screen or an iPhone or a computer or access to one. And they have access. I mean, when I was born, The dentist didn't use Novocaine.
So there has been progress, obviously.
Oh,
And nowhere more than in the United States.
well, relative to the base, maybe more than, but there's no country that's done what our country's done. If you go back 3 of my lifetimes, you are looking at less than 1% of the world's population, closer to half of 1%, are sitting in this land. They don't work harder than people in all the rest of the world. In terms of hours of unpleasant labor, everybody's got hours of unpleasant labor in those days practically. They don't come laden with gold and, they are half of 1%. And they work the same hours, they got the same IQs. They may be a little self-selected in terms of enterprise, in terms of going across oceans and things. And fast forward a couple of lifetimes, and they've got 20% plus of all the bounty in the world. That is something that has worked like nothing. Just imagine that. If you've gone to anybody, Constitutional Congress, in 1789, if you go to any one of the representatives there, and you said, I want to tell you what this place is going to look like, in 3 more of your lifetimes, your great-great-grandchildren, are going to be flying in the skies. They're going to be watching sports all over the world. They're going to be entertained. Their medicine. They'd have hauled you off to a lunatic society.